What's up everyone? Welcome back to another video. My name is Justin and today I'm going to tell you guys the easiest way to get started in real estate investing. But before I begin, be sure to subscribe to the channel and make sure you click on the bell for notifications. But let's get right into it. So the easiest way to invest in real estate is to do something called house hack. Now all this means is you're gonna buy a residential multifamily property. So this is something like a duplex with 2 units or a triplex or even a fourplex. You're gonna purchase the home, you're gonna live in one of the units, and you're going to rent out the other units. And by doing so, pretty much in every single market out there, you will either get close to living for free or you'll actually be paid to live. So that's the easiest way to get started. Now in order to do this, you're gonna need 3 things. The first of those 3 things is money for your down payment. When you buy a residential multifamily property and your intention is to live in one of the units, you can actually apply for something called an FHA loan, which allows you to put as little as 3.5% down to control the whole piece of property, which is pretty amazing if you ask me. The second thing you're gonna need is a good credit score. Now, as of the time of this video, in order to get an FHA loan, you really want a credit score above 580. The higher your credit score is, the better terms you're gonna get from your lender typically. Now, I'm not a lender, I'm a real estate investor, so be sure to consult your local lender about this, but typically you wanna have a good credit score in order to qualify for the loan to make this purchase. Now, the third thing you're gonna need is somewhat of a stable income. A lender's not only gonna look at your credit, but they're also gonna look at your income, and they wanna know that you have somewhat of a stable income to support that mortgage payment. They typically will look at least 2 years of tax returns. So whether you were a W-2 wage earner or if you're an independent contractor, they're gonna look at about 2 years of tax returns, maybe more, it kind of depends on the bank. But say if you're an independent contractor and you don't have that stable of an income, they're gonna look at your past 2 years of income through your tax returns and they're going to average out your income. That's how they're gonna kind of qualify you for the loan. But make sure, whether you're W-2 or whether you're just a contractor, make sure that you have somewhat of a stable income and that you can support it through your tax returns. Now that you know what you need, the question becomes, who is the strategy even for? And in my honest opinion, this strategy is for absolutely anyone who could be even comfortable with this. So you could be young, you could be old, and hear me out, you can actually be living in an expensive area. And that is probably the biggest pushback I hear with this strategy. But hear me out. Now let's say you live in a super expensive city. Let's say it's San Francisco, for example. And you watch this video and you go, Justin, there's no way I can house hack. I live in San Francisco. It's one of the most expensive cities out there. And my answer to you is, with every expensive city out there, there's a city maybe 30 minutes away where the cost of housing is much, much cheaper. And if you're willing to make that sacrifice and commute, if you work in that expensive city, then I think the strategy could work for you. Now that you know who the strategy is for and what you need to qualify for a loan, here's what you actually need to know before you start throwing out offers. You need to understand how to calculate cash flow. And you need to understand this because probably like 95% of homes out there will not work for a house hack. And they won't work because the numbers just don't make sense. And the only way you're gonna know this is if you know how to crunch your numbers. So know your numbers and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'll see you at the next one.